So something that's important to recognize is that not all distributions are normal. So it's important to recognize when a distribution is normal and when it's not. And so normal distributions we see when graphed are bell-shaped and symmetric. So in other words, if I fold it in half, it's going to be the same on both sides. Distributions that are skewed right or left are not normal distributions. So you can see the three different distributions summarized here. The first one we see is bell-shaped and symmetric. And we see here that the mean is actually equal to the median. So the middle of the data is the same thing as the average of the data. Then we have something that's called skewed left, and it's skewed left here. You see the tail is on the left where there's less data and the more data is on the right. And here we see that the mean is less than the median. And then we have skewed right data. Here we see the tail where there's less data points is on the right-hand side and the mean is greater than the median. Oops, that's just a median. Okay, let's look at some examples. So here we want to determine whether each histogram has a normal distribution. So looking at this first one, I see that this histogram is bell-shaped and fairly symmetric. I see if I were to try and make a bell, it fairly is close to that. So I'm going to say bell-shaped, fairly symmetric. So that means that this one is a normal distribution. Okay, now for number 2, I see that this one is definitely skewed. I see that most of the data points are on the left and there's a tail on the right. And so I see that this histogram is skewed right. And so since it's skewed right, this is not a normal distribution.